Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your man, FitTech Knowledge and Wellness Coach Mike, and we're here at week 6. We are moving along. Now, today we're going to talk a little bit about primary food and secondary food. In addition to that, we're going to talk about your eating schedule and where you are. Now, if I presented to you a customized program or for time restriction, then follow your time schedule that I gave you. But this is for people who have the generic structure or schedule for the restricted time eating for week 6. Let's talk about that first. So this week we are introducing you to OMAD, 1 meal a day, on 2 days a week. And on 3 days a week, you're doing a 19-5, which means you're fasting for 19 hours and eating for 5 hours. Okay, so you have 5 hours to feast. And within that 5 hours, you can still do your 90-minute window. So that's an hour and a half, within 5 hours. So pick what time you're going to eat your meals within that 5 hour stretch. Okay, so 3 days a week, you're doing 19-5. 2 days a week, you're doing 1 meal a day. Now, I recommend, if you can, try to get your 1 meal a day between the hours of 4 and 6, or maybe even 7. All right, and allow yourself 3 hours of rest before you go to bed after you eat. All right, so on that OMAD, 1 meal a day on those 2 days, pick whatever days you want, whatever's suitable for your schedule. Eat your first meal between 4 and 7. Okay, very simple. All right, and remember to keep true to the types of foods that you're eating. Remember, primarily high fat and low carbohydrates and moderate protein. Now let's talk about a concept called primary food and secondary food. Right? Primary food, you would think that is talking about food, but it's really talking about something else. Primary food, nutrition, is a secondary source of energy. Primary foods are non-food sources of nourishment and what really fuel us. As children, we all lived on primary food. Lovers thrive on the pure bliss and peace they are experiencing, while passionate entrepreneurs are fueled by their work. The excitement and rapture of daily life can feed us more completely than any food. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about primary food. And there are a few other primary foods: career, relationship, physical activity, and spirituality. Now, all these things are non-food items, but we need to make sure that our primary food is intact in addition to other food, which is our secondary food, which we're going to get into. So career, we want to make sure that we're happy and fulfilled with our career. Make sure that we are valued, appreciated, and making a difference within our career. Relationships, we want to feel loved. We want to make sure that our spouses are in good relationship with us, our children, our family, our friends. So relationships are important to have because a good, strong relationship can help you through a lot of tough times, whether it be a good relationship with your family, wife, boyfriend, mother, father, or whatever. Relationships are key, guys. Physical activity. You want to make sure that you have enough physical activity. Why? What's the purpose of physical activity? It didn't say exercise, it said physical activity. Movement helps the body release stress. Movement helps the body to release those endorphins and makes you feel good about yourself and movement. Spirituality. You want to have a higher power that you can call on that will help you find refuge from stress and different things. It gives you a comfort that there's a higher power dictating and controlling your steps that you can have faith in, who will bring you to the goals that you want to have. So the more primary food we give ourselves, the less we depend on secondary food. On the contrary, the more we fill ourselves with secondary food, the less space we leave for primary food. Our true source of nourishment. Many religious and cultures practice fasting to reduce secondary food, opening channels to receive a greater amount of primary food. So why do we fast? That's one of the great points. Fasting, like they just said, by omitting secondary food, helps to allow primary food to be more prevalent. Take some quality time to explore your personal balance between primary food and secondary food. Which area could you use more attention? So ask yourself that question. What area can you use more attention? I'm going to ask you that question during our session. I'm going to ask you, which area can you use more attention in? Whether it be your career, relationships, physical activity, or spirituality. Where do you need more attention for your primary food to improve? Now let's talk a little bit about secondary food. Secondary food is simple. It's the foods that we eat. Whole foods, fats, carbohydrates, proteins. Are we on track with getting the right amount of secondary food so that we can improve our physical health, our weight, our blood pressure, our blood sugar, things like that? Making sure that our secondary foods are intact. Are we eating little carbohydrates with sugar? Are we eating more quality healthy fats? Are we eating moderate protein? So these things we have to make sure that we're doing to keep our secondary foods intact. Okay? All right, so I hope this video was helpful. Remember, guys, you're doing so well right now. You are halfway through the program. You're doing so well. So you have another month and a half to go. Keep up the good work. Continue to focus. And remember, you are valuable and you're worth every struggle, every hardship that you're having to transform. Hopefully by the end of the 12 weeks, you will have picked up some good tips and nuggets to kind of help you continue on with reaching your goals of optimal health and wellness. All right, so this is your ManFit Technology Wellness Coach Mike for week 6 training. I will see you next time, and I also will see you on the weekly call that I schedule with you personally. All right, this is your man. Talk to you soon. Peace.